All right. Actually, let me get some couple of other things. Okay. So, all right, today I want to talk about some stuff like specifically this super medley, right? It's in front of you. It's all Kirby music. And it comes from this website I use called VG Music. People probably heard about it, but I haven't until recently. So, yeah. It looks super old. It's busted up. It looks just like this. And I got this file from a guy named Zagro, or a person named Zagro, I should say. Right? Kirby Super Medley. It's very good. I've listened to it. I'm going to listen again. Yeah. Hold on. Why can't I see chat? Hold up. Let me see this. Weird. Let me use this instead. Yep. Okay. So anyway, I got this file from the website, and I want to use it. I want to listen to it, check it out, see what's good, see what's bad. It's honestly really good, so check it out. I'm gonna stop there. Right off the bat, there's something to note. I really like this person's use of the hold on one second. Let me get some I'm distracted by OBS stuff. So right off the bat, there's cool things being done. There's this this marimba and vibraphone stuff is really cool. The melody's being repeated here, and the marimba does a lot of cool stuff for this. I like the repetition too on this. Every instrument has its place in there. Very cool. Going right into it, right? this right here is really cool too. The trumpets did something cool. It like makes you think it's gonna go right into the melody here, and it doesn't. Tricks you out just a little bit. Play something just a little different, and then goes back into the main part. And then there's no bass here either. There's no bass while it's doing all this stuff. It's just then everything at once. Actually, I really like the trumpets back here. What they're doing back here. That again is very cool right here. What I'm really interested in devices that this person uses to transition between sections, I guess, of this whole thing, right? So it's very cool that they use the little 1-up theme, kind of accentuate the change, and then just go into another. Transition there. It's just bring the tempo down straight into the next. If I'm looking at this correctly, the chord progression stays the same here, from here to there. And see that? I find that a little bit awkward. If I had to be critical of anything, it's probably this changeover, this transition here. It's a little forced, a little funky on the timing too. this. These pan pipes here. I think if I were to change this, I would just start this a little bit earlier. While these chords are going, I think this would sound good with the piano chords down here, with the little vamp down here. And just scoot this over this little riff with the pipes. Make it come in a little bit earlier, and then you can still fade out, I think, the same way. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to talk about. This is what I really like about this medley, is things like this, like the whole flow of this section, right? The whole flow here is uninterrupted. Here we see a transition between what's going on with the, I think it's bass, vibraphone, and marimba. These three right here. These three in this section play the same thing, and then something comes in. The full brass section down here comes in with the riff early. So as we're finishing up here, as we're finishing up this DDD part, I think that's what it is, the DDD, fight with DDD or something like that. We keep this going. We keep this section going, the marimba, bass, and vibraphone. Then we start with this. And the other cool thing is that the bass actually changes a little bit in its riff. This is what blows my mind, is like, how did we even get here? How did we end up with this slow little thing? We went from introducing full brass down here at the end of the Fight with DDD song, and the bass is just doing the same pattern, and it's moving between two chords, right? Very cool. Bass drops out. We get the full riff here with the trumpet. So what happens is the marimba jumps in the same place as the vibraphone and the glockenspiel. As they finish, these guys start, and all they start is with a vamp on that chord. They're just playing one riff. Harp 2 does the same thing, and then again you just drop out the vibraphone and glockenspiel, move on. So the riff doesn't actually start until about here, like 181, something like that. Doesn't start until these instruments are gone. Oh, and the piano jumps in to show you that we've moved on to these two pianos. So cool. Okay, hold on. There's a lot to unpack here. I like this a lot. I'm going to go to the piano roll. Because where we're at here, let me see how closely. That's very cool. Velocities are so low that you can barely even perceive it, and it just climbs slowly. It's very, very cool. And then again, we're taking the outros of this song, the ends of this song, and what's left of it, the bones, and using it for the next. So we keep that little piano moving back and forth. Want to check out that riff, because what's doing that? That's the trumpets. Yeah, that's so cool. So it's an F chord into a B diminished. That's crazy use of. I mean, you see this kind of stuff in orchestral music. You don't see it too much in pop, but I like that. I like that a lot. Transition with a diminished chord, because it's really what they're good for. Happening here specifically, and you can see time changes. That's so cool. I want to know again what the trumpets are doing, because I think the trumpets are what's injecting all that energy into it. So what happens here? There's a 5/8, and a 2/4, which, man, it's very complicated stuff for me, but There's a lot going on here. This is really cool. This here, there's so much back and forth. There's not one instrument doing every one thing. It's like piano's playing its part, you know, laying down the foundation. The marimba seems to always just be just kind of rhythmically keeping you enticed, and melodically keeping you in tune. Super cool. I want to see what's going on with the bass. The bass is just slapping around. Yeah, very cool. What I really like is these percussion instruments here. They're kind of talking to each other back and forth. There's the vibraphone, the glockenspiel. What else is the pipes are piping in every once in a while. All this kind of stuff. So the trumpets, I think, are what take over talking after that. So I just like this conversational feel, right? There's the trumpets first, then the vibraphone, then the pipes, then the glockenspiel, then the trumpets, and it comes together very, very well. Even without the piano and the bass and the drums and everything else in here, just taking these four sounds very much like a conversation being had. The bells are something I never thought of, but they're very cool. Bells are something I never really considered, but it makes a lot of sense in an orchestra setting, right? Anyway, that's awesome. So there's a lot going on here. Full swing energy. It's like we're building towards the end, as you can tell over here. I think the strings are meant to be heard here, but they have too much attack. They're not coming through. Okay, there's a lot going on here. All the Kirby motifs are coming at us really fast. I want to know what this is right here that we're using to build into. G. So it's a G, and I want to know why it's a G. So that'll probably go to bass to tell me, because we're going to a C and a G. So it's like a 5 and a 1, right? So it's just that makes sense. Just a jump, just a quick jump. Not really any tricks to it. It's pretty straightforward, just going into it. That's cool. That's awesome. And I think this riff is almost exactly the same as this one that they did earlier. To get it in. But a little more punch, a little more slap. And the other thing again that I really like about this medley is the way every instrument gets their moment to say the same thing, right? They all get to say that little tail, which is very, very Kirby, right? Everybody gets their shot. Super cool. I like that a lot. It's so cool. Very, very well arranged. Very well done. Well composed. Gotta hand it to Zagro. Zagronia, by the way. I tried to go to the site. Couldn't find anything. I tried. But yeah. Zagro, man. Zagro with the who knows how old Kirby medley. So cool. There's one thing I want to check what exactly these are saying. It's note for note. You have an F, E, D. G. So it's all white notes all the way. And I want to see if these are doing the same thing. Octaves lower. Yep, it's all octaves. There's no harmonies. It's just repeating. I'm gonna go here. Yep. Yeah, so there's no harmony there. It's just repeating the same riff. And sweet, yeah. Everybody gets their chance. It's the final, you know. So, yeah, that's cool. There's a lot to go through here. It's very well done, very well made, very well arranged. Transitions are cool, except for a few that are kind of feel rushed. But yeah, overall, it's just very well made, very well done. And it's all made for orchestra, you can tell. You know, there's piano. There's nothing unrealistic. There's no synths, really. Even synthesized instruments are made to sound like real orchestral instruments. Like there's only trumpets, drums, timpani, strings, bells, pipes. There's another drum set. Why is there another drum set? What's happening here? I don't hear anything happening here. I'm curious what that is supposed to be doing. Oh, it's just a snare, right? Yeah, so that's an interesting decision to have another drum set with a snare hitting here. You already have so the tempo instantly just drops here. Or just down. And I want to see why we're transitioning to 3/4. The 3/4 seems to be just a transition. Oh, I see. So that's difficult for me to comprehend, that decision made to go 3/4 and use the tail end to get this melody out with the pipes, and then bring everything back in. It's not something I would do, because I don't think I could even wrap my head around it, to be honest. But this is the one transition that I don't agree with in this. But everything else I think is very well done, very well made. I really like how every instrument has its moments. It's to talk, to speak, to fill in the gaps and stuff like that. Super cool. But yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to do today. Just want to talk about cool medleys, devices used to transition, things well done, things not done. Yeah. Cool. So, peace out.
Bye.